Welcome back to the Aftermatch with Kirsten Beeve. Come for the rugby, stay for the Aftermatch. Part 2 this week, Boks against the Ireland.
Yeah, Boks playing Ireland.
Boks are playing Ireland.
Yes.
Look, you'll get this if you come to one of our live shows that we're going to do in future.
In Dublin. I would love to do one in Dublin, don't you?
Okay, well, Dublin's going to be the centre of the rugby world this weekend.
Yes, is it ever?
Leinster take on the Springboks, aside from their first 5, maybe.
No, I reckon it is Leinster.
You reckon it's Leinster that they roll out?
After the weekend.
Look, I joke, but Ireland obviously had the warm-up against the All Blacks in Chicago.
Yep.
Wallabies last weekend. They are primed. The Boks have had a few discipline issues in the last couple of weeks, but still winning with 14 men, which is seriously so impressive, especially against the French.
Yep.
This is going to be a cracker.
Yeah, this will be a cracker. I don't think this is a team that they can go down to 14 with.
You think Ireland are better than the French?
The way they play.
Yeah.
They will test a team defensively, aerobically more than the French or clearly the Italians were unable to. Just didn't have the level. The French were disappointing in how they played. That was clear. But the Irish, if they are against a 14-man team, they are going to stretch you from side to side and expose it more than those other two teams. So I would say Russie is probably thinking, look, if I say it enough, surely they can't give me 3 in a row. And surely a South African doesn't get sent off this week.
Can't do.
No.
Even if it's a sure thing, not even a 20-minute, I reckon. They stick with a 15 all game.
Absolutely. But what a game, though.
Yeah.
You know, I guess after the All Blacks game, a few of us were wondering where's Ireland at? You know, how big a dip had they taken since that World Cup? But the performance against Australia, we mentioned the young fella Pendergast as far as that was probably one of his, if not his best game for Ireland. Certainly he's probably played good games against some of the lesser likes in the Six Nations, but I think that would have probably been his best against a top team who Aussie have been this year. They've beaten the Islands in a test, for goodness sake. So he was very commanding. But it is set up to be some match. There's a little bit of blood between these two. Obviously, the World Cup group stages, and then one finishing in the quarters, and then
Ireland had a lot to say when they beat the Boks, and
then I think South Africa's told the world what they were saying.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
That's
that they
made
said,
it spicy.
Yeah,
see in the final.
See in the final.
And then obviously.
They'd never met anyone so arrogant. The Boks v Ireland.
Well, the fact that the entire nation of South Africa took the Irish supporters song off them and turned it into a song about Russie, probably, just needles it a little bit more. So this is spicy. I can't wait to watch this one.
If you look at the Boks as a team, this team just refuses to give up, refuses to be beaten. In all the big games, they seem to find a way. Yeah,
well, I mean, that's not a surprise. I don't know how many South Africans you know, but they are a stubborn breed. The ones I know, lovely people, but they're not going to give up. They're not going to go away. It's in their DNA. But it is remarkable to think that they have played 2 tests for the best part of 65, 70 minutes with 14 men and still got the job done. And yep, the France one probably wasn't as comfortable as the Italian one, but it was still, you knew that they were probably going to get the job done. So, no, there's a lot of good stuff going on there at the moment. They're at the top of the game.
Yeah.
They've got depth and quality, Kirst. They could literally, not many teams can suffer crucial injuries. They can suffer crucial injuries and still box on.
2 weeks ago, you talked about what you thought the Boks needed to do to beat Ireland and maybe play with a little bit of speed.
Against France, yeah.
Against France, given the fitness. How do the Boks beat Ireland?
How do they beat them? A lot like they did in the pool play that they lost and what the All Blacks did to Ireland and Chicago. And for me, it is the Irish game has not changed. And that's not a criticism, but the game is about the whole machine. It's no individual, but it's getting the whole machine going. Well, to break down that machine, you've got to go after their line out, their set piece. So what do you do if you're South Africa? Do you give them no line outs, or do you just go to line outs and let them try and win ball against you? And then you've got your 2 big 6'8" locks. You've got Peter Steff and your loose forward trio who can obviously, again, that sort of height and go after them. And that's why I go back to that pool game we've actually lost, that's where I think they wouldn't have actually been too concerned at the time about it, because they sort of realised that you can limit the game that Ireland can get going. Ireland are an absolutely wonderful machine when they're getting front foot ball. How do you get front foot ball? You get your set piece under control and you launch hard and you launch well. And then Jamison Gibson Park does not let you breathe. Once he's got momentum, he is the quickest to the rucks, and he's the quickest to bring his forwards onto the ball, or he's quickest to feed his outsides, or he's got the guys like James Lowe hunting around him. He is the conductor. But what you got to do if you're South Africa is you take him out of the play. And how do you take him out of the play? You go after their forwards. And you go after their forwards at set piece. And that is where, without a shadow of a doubt, all the South African focus will be. Because if they know if they can do that, then they'll get their chance with the ball. And the South Africans with the ball in hand are evolving. They're not just, we've got to get down into the 22 to get a penalty or a line-out drive. They have got all the parts covered now with the evolution of the Springbok style, mainly with the impact of Sasha.
Considering like how big a year this has been in terms of tests that they've played, this isn't Wales that they're finishing on. They're not finishing in Cardiff. Like, it's a huge test.
They are actually finishing in Cardiff.
They are.
They're going there next week.
Next week. But like, as a second to last test of the year, this is a massive one to get out for, given everyone that they've played this year. You don't see it as being a problem?
Well, it's the beauty of what Russie's got at his disposal, which is
that he keeps rotating
them around.
So it doesn't matter.
Like, I mean, the images of, you saw the faces who were on the bench in the weekend. Like, half of them are going to be back out there. You know, they're primed for this one. And the Irish boys, well, they were having to try and get past Australia, who, obviously fell away in the last 10 or 15, but it certainly wasn't a walk in the park there for 60 minutes. So it sets itself up. As I've said, it's the formula that I think the All Blacks had in Chicago, where they were so good on the defensive lineouts to upset. It's to try and slow that first ruck down, which is easier said than done if you don't disrupt that set piece. But the Springboks, their scrum is going to be, as it always is, strong, and their line out. The Irish, they've just got to come up with ways to win their line out ball. And if they can win their line out ball, then they can get their game going. And then, as the Irish have shown over the last couple of years, they're able to get their game going from kick receipts. You've actually seen them. They're so organised, Kirsten, know their role so well. You've seen them almost treat a kick down to them as another set piece to launch at. And that's the beauty of the Irish. They are drilled and they are all on the same page. And for that is always going to give them a chance, because they're never going to get flustered. Well, they might get flustered, but they're never going to be able to sink. And that's the thing. It's two styles going at each other. But as I say, there's a lot of South Africans that live in the UK. I'd imagine they're all descending on Dublin this weekend. It'll be some atmosphere in Dublin, I would have thought.
And I wonder what song they end up singing, depending on who wins, I guess.
Be beautiful, won't it?
It will be some
atmosphere. The pre-game atmosphere will be special.
Oh, it was in France, remember?
Yes.
Like, it was something so special. But it was a green sea in France.
I'm talking about probably from Thursday onwards, once the fans are all starting to emerge into Dublin.
Where would you rather be this weekend, Dublin or Cardiff?
Oh.
If you had to pick, you're only going to one. Where are you going?
It's Dublin.
You're going to Dublin.
Dublin, someplace.
You've just talked up the walkabout.
Yeah. You got the walkabout, and then I don't know if it's still in existence, but you got a place called Christelle in Dublin.
Oh, okay. You're going Christelle over the walkabout.
Yeah. I don't want to use the word classier because I'm not classy, but it's a different level in there. Yeah.
Okay.
Ended up there after a couple of games playing for Bath. Bath had Leinster at the Aviva, must have been the weekend before Christmas, and the atmosphere in Dublin was brilliant. We conceded about 30 to the all-conquering Leinster team at the time. Didn't really affect my aftermatch.
You had a great aftermatch.
Waikato teammates Nathan White and Isaac Boss, they were playing for Leinster at the time, so it's fair to say, I don't even know if I went back to the hotel or if I sent the bag back on that one, but we were down in the Temple area very quickly, and yes, I think for the first time in my life, Kirst, not proud of it. Here's an exclusive. I may have missed recovery.
Here's an exclusive.
I may have missed
Thanks for
recovery.
that.
May have missed recovery back at the team hotel at 8 o'clock the next morning.
This is why the body's broken, Beef. Don't even skip recovery.
Oh, look, if
This
you
is
go,
why you've torn a hamstring while doing Liv's parent race at school.
This is true. Well, I've actually torn a hamstring trying to get Liv ready for the Wheatbix Triathlon. And,
Oh, is she doing it?
Yes.
Good on you. Did you do them growing up?
No, because I can't swim.
Oh, of course. You can only do the...
Do a
You
run.
can't even do the duathlon.
No, I'm a runner. Oh,
The
Mr. Runner.
aquathon, you can't. So just the running.
Just the run.
Look, we're a few weeks late on this, but he's actually had to be sacrificed, the words that Rassi used over the last couple of weeks. I'm talking about Siya Kolisi.
Yes.
During his 100th test, had to come off.
Yeah.
And then, of course, on the weekend again, had to be sacrificed because of the instant red cards that they were getting. We need to recognise him as a Springbok centurion. Do you know how many Springbok centurions there are?
Well, the All Blacks what are the All Blacks up to, about 14 or 15?
Yeah, something like that.
I'd say the same.
No, half of that. They've got 8. Siya's the 9th Springbok centurion. Does it surprise you that it's not that many?
No,
That is a very small exclusive club.
Well, obviously,
the Centurions Club, they call it.
the chunk that they weren't actually in international rugby, so you take that out. But there was no All Blacks, I think, from that time. I think Fitzy, it was the highest, and he was like 90.
Could you name them?
Freud Dupree,
No.
Oz Durant,
No.
Jean de Villiers,
Yes, he would be one. 109 caps for
Eben,
Jean.
obviously.
Eben, 137 and counting. Incredible. He's at the top of the list.
Is Pollard?
Pollard is not, no.
Brian Habana?
Habana, 124 caps.
Oh, I've already said Jean de Villiers.
Yes, so you've got 3.
Skulk?
Skulk is not.
Often injured.
You can get a couple more.
Buckies?
No.
Victor?
Second most capped, 127.
And Siya? And
Siya. So you got-
the great Captain John?
John Schmidt.
John Schmidt
is
would
there.
be there.
111 test caps.
Is there any more modern days?
There is one current,
Jeez.
fullback.
Oh,
LaRue.
Yes.
101 and counting, going up, continuing to.
Chisholm, no.
But one very recent and one 90s.
90s?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hold on, I think he's 90s.
I can't think there'd be a 90s.
Okay, should I just tell you?
Tell me.
Percy Montgomery.
Percy. Yes.
Come on, Beef.
Percy, of course.
Percy and the Beast.
Ah.
Tendai.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
What, like, that's such a small...
Isn't it?
Isn't that an amazing list, though?
Yeah.
But surely these guys that you mentioned, the modern days, the Peter Steffs of the world,
Yeah.
there must be quite a few that are going to come
Like,
through
on the verge
that are
of
on
it.
the cusp.
Yeah.
That are...
Well, because like guys like Kits Off.
But if they weren't
obviously
getting
retired.
rotated all the time, like
Yeah.
the ones that are still playing, you know, they would have reached the 100 mark.
Well, I think the testament to that club is the ones that aren't in there. Like, I mean, I obviously mentioned no Freud Dupree, no Buckies, no obviously Burger.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah.
There's a few.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Obviously didn't play as much. You know, every year everyone's playing more and more test matches.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite phenomenal.
It is. It's a phenomenal list. The Centurions Club for South Africa. That is the Aftermatch with Kirsten B. Tell us in the comments, where would you rather be this weekend? Cardiff or Dublin?
For an aftermatch. Don't worry about the fixture.
Don't worry about the match.
Let's
It's
talk
the
aftermatches.
aftermatch. It's the whole day.
Yes.
It's from Thursday.
It's Thursday.
It's from Thursday.
Because we'll be there by Thursday.
Yeah, it's Thursday.
Yeah.
Where would you rather be? Cardiff or Dublin? That is what we want to hear from you in the comments. That is the Aftermatch with Kirsten B. We'll be back soon.